Cuppa, join in with the laughter with all your favorite comedy chums. They say two's company and three's a crowd, but with four you never can tell. We haven't got a clue, so we'll just assume that four's a crowd as well. Four's a crowd.
Hello and welcome to Four's a Crowd, the comedy panel show where our guests battle out to be the winners and return the following week. Our losers have to go home. I hope you're all keeping safe and well during lockdown. During the show, if you want to get involved, please comment, like, share, and pop on the screen and join in some of the fun. Introduce our captains for this week. As always, you've got the fantastic Simon Emmanuel. How's it going, Simon?
All right, Drew, how are you, mate?
I'm very good, thank you.
I've been trying to relax this week. Tried a bit of that online yoga. It hasn't worked for me, mate. I saw the back of my own elbows for the first time in my life. I never thought that was going to happen. And I left that hour of yoga, and I had the same problems in life. But then now I've got an extra one because my willy was stuck behind my ear, mate. I don't know what was going on.
You had the old elephant skin going on your elbows there. And of course, as our winner last week, Simon, you've got your returning teammate. Who have we got with you this week?
I've got the fantastic Shani Thomas.
Hello, waving again.
That's okay. You wave as much as you want, Shani. There's nothing wrong with that. And how have we been the last week? You're still holding up well down in Midwest Wales?
Yeah, fine. I'm having a bit of trouble like waking up for work because I work 8 till 4, and I started setting Alexa up to play music to try and like alarm me out of sleep, but music I wouldn't normally listen to, like death metal or yodeling. But unfortunately, I'm one of those people where the sounds will fit in with my dreams. I was genuinely dreaming the other night. My mum started yodeling in my dream, and I was like, "Why are you yodeling?" Oh, it's the alarm clock. So nothing worse, but it's all right. I'm getting on with it, but just beware.
So what would you recommend are the best songs to wake up to?
Absolutely hardcore death metal for me, because I don't like growling in music, so it frightens me awake.
Gets you up and switches it off.
Yeah.
Oh, hello, April Louise Wilcox is
Hi.
joining. How's it going?
Hi, April.
Chris, defeat
Hello.
again, unfortunately. How's it been this week, though? Had a good week at home?
I've had a lovely week. In fact, this week I actually had some pretty good news, Drew, because I got the job that everyone wants. I'm the new official spokesmodel of Lockdown Hair. Because I'm worth it.
And who we got joining us this week, Chris?
I'm joined by the brilliant Louise Lee.
Hello.
Hey.
You may have been distracted by my door just bursting open and apparently no one coming in. My dog's just come back from his walk. So he's just burst in. And if you can listen.
He's having a drink of water as well.
A lovely drink, yeah. So.
Hopefully it's from a bowl, not the toilet, though, Louise.
For once.
How's lockdown been on the other side of the bridge? You keeping well in that part of the world?
Yeah, no, it's great. I'm in that homeschooling joy hoover. But it is, it's a tough game trying to get my kids to buckle down and get off Minecraft.
Would you say you found a newfound respect for teachers?
I have always respected teachers. I nearly did a PGCE. I had a place to do a PGCE in like 1994 and just chickened out because it was too hard. So I've always respected teachers.
Any teachers watching will probably say you did the right thing. Louise.
I kind of knew I'd only do it for a couple of years and then, yeah.
Oh, hello, Ray. How's it going, mate? You all right?
What ho?
So, moving on with the quiz, as always, round one is absolutely buzzing. I'll do some quick fire questions. Our contestants will buzz in with a sound of choice to answer the question. What's your sound going to be this week, Simon?
Our sound this week is going to be Oi!
Nice and abrupt. I'm sure I won't have any chance missing that. And Chris, what's your sound of choice this week?
Well, as you know, Drew, I've given up comedy to become an influencer. And as you probably also know, at your local Tesco right now, you can get everyone's favourite savoury snack for just £1 for a family share bag. So there's in honour of the cool original flavour of Doritos, our sound is going to be cool. that Louise is actually going to be representing the oral embodiment of Doritos with a special buzzer that she's got.
I would say that's a pretty accurate representation of cool. That's good. It's all good.
Don't tell me I don't know what cool is.
So, question 1, buzz in if you think you know the answer. The average person does what 13 times a day?
Cool.
Chris?
Is it 13 times a day the average person tastes the delicious creamy flavour of Reese's peanut butter cups?
Louise?
Is it blink?
You nearly tripped me up then. I thought that was a genuine answer for about seconds, and I was about to say, no, it's not. As if someone would blink 3 times a day. Simon?
Is it post on Facebook? Oh my God, I can't believe he's done it again, until one of their friends posts what's going on just to say I can't talk about it.
No, it's actually laugh, unless, of course, tuning into this live stream. Henry VIII introduced what tax to Britain in 1535?
Hi!
Simon?
Uber taxis.
It was tax, not taxi, but that's fair. Louise?
Is it a tax on snacks and wax?
And anybody with backs? No, it's not.
Is it heads?
Close. Very close. It is close to that. Shani?
Is it a single occupancy discount after the 6th?
No, it's actually beers. Now, question 3. I've been practicing this. I hope I get it right. Coprastrophobia is the fear of what?
Cool.
Hi!
Oi!
Chris?
Is it police corruption?
No, I think that's abcab phobia. Simon?
Is it getting lost in co-op?
Triggered.
Does anyone go to a shop occasionally and not know where anything is and really wonder why you actually bother going to a different branded supermarket? Does that happen to anybody else?
Yeah, every time.
Just
That's
me.
a mystery to me.
Just come out with a little more.
I don't understand their brain. What are they thinking? Yeah.
Shani?
David Copperfield.
No, it's actually constipation. I'd like to think we've all got some sort of fear of that, but
I live in more fear of the opposite, to be honest.
Well,
I knew that copra was poo, so I thought it was fear of pooing yourself in the Primark changing room.
I think that's a fear you develop over time. And question 4, a question mark followed by an exclamation mark is called what?
Hey!
Oi!
Simon?
A dyslexic nightmare.
Shani?
Clusterfuck.
Just anyone watching who's offended by that, if you coin a new word with the F word, it's not offensive. It's just part of the show. It's not a problem. You're quite close, actually, Shani. It's an interrobang.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So the scores after round 1 are a whopping Simon's team 0, Chris's team 0.
Yes.
Chris, can you do a new phrase? You want to sort of perhaps it can be your screen name at Chris
Yeah.
Fluencer?
Thanks, Ray. I raise my peanut butter cup to you.
In round 2, as always, is the caption round, or has been for the last 3 or 4 weeks at least. I'll display an image on the screen. Our guests have to caption the image. Audience at home, please vote for your favourite caption in the comments, and 2 points will be awarded for the winning caption. First image this evening. Chris.
Is he patting down his jacket going, oh, what's happened to my integrity? I'm sure I had it. I'm sure I had some integrity. I can't seem to find any anywhere now.
Louise.
Is it when you don't want to tell people how many kids you have, but your hands can't stop giving away the answer?
Simon.
Is it Boris Johnson really outdoes himself on the Roald Dahl celebration week by wearing a snooze cumber as a hat?
And Shani.
Londoner says, on your bike. Boris says, yes.
And audience vote. No nepotism involved at all.
It's like she pre-planned it before he even answered.
It's like she's your sister, Simon. Image 2. Simon, first up.
Is the woman saying, I swear to God, I've just been attacked by a seagull, but you're not going to be able to tell because it was filmed on a Nokia 1?
Shani?
Yes, it was a fish, and that's why they call her Red Slapper.
Chris?
Is someone saying, don't worry, look, we've blurred out the image so you won't be exposed to ridicule on a panel show?
Louise?
People are shocked that lockdown TV quality is not as good as Game of Thrones.
For anyone watching who thought that picture was blurry, don't panic, it's not your eyes, it's my terrible choice of image this week. The winner with that round is Shani.
Hey!
When you vote for Simon's teammate, it's not fooling anyone.
And image 3. Chris.
I think Derek the weatherman is saying, once I'm done doing this weather, I'm going to enjoy a nice glass of Soiree Amaretto liqueur. Soiree, for when you want Disaronno, but the budget says no.
Louise.
It's latest wave of English immigrants to Wales, almost entirely millennials.
Simon.
Is he addressing the Russian government and saying, look, lads, if you are going to invade, this is the place to start. They're guards of fish.
And Shani.
Derek's Disney obsession shows again as he insists Snow White originated in Fishguard.
And the winner of that one was, let's get off there. The winner of that one was Chris.
Hey!
2 points for Chris and Louise there. So the scores after round 2 are Simon's team 4, Chris's team.
Oh.
Nice.
It's always really close these weeks, isn't it? Remember the early weeks when I was losing like 12-0?
Yeah.
yeah.
It's good old days.
It's not a reflection of your choice of guest, Simon, I'm sure. Okay. It's my life. I read out a story for our teams, for one of our teams or one of our guests' lives. It's a humorous story, it's an interesting story, but our competitors will have to guess who it belongs to. It could belong to me or to of their opposing teammates. So our story 1 this week is for Chris and Louise. When I was small, I thought Father Christmas lived in a caravan. And I said this fact when I was interviewed once on television. It's a short story, it's an interesting story, but does it belong to Chris? Sorry, does it belong to Simon, Shani, or myself?
Oh, what do you think,
Right.
Chris?
Well, I think Drew is a teacher, so I don't think he'd want to admit that on TV in case he lost the respect of all of his pupils. I think I could well imagine Shani, like she comes from a bit of Wales where a caravan's quite glamorous, I think. So I think that Shani might think that. What do you reckon?
I think Shani seems, my instinct is drawing me Shani-wards.
Okay, we're going to go as a team, then we're going for Shani.
Okay, person who thought Father Christmas or Sean Corn and Cymraeg lived in a caravan, please reveal yourself.
Yay!
It was on
Three points.
S4C, so it's fine. Only 3 people saw me say it.
Another 3 now.
Please offer me work, S4C. I don't mean it. He came to school in a tinsel decorated caravan. I remember thinking, that's a caravan. So then we went to Malgam Park to see the deer, and they're saying, oh, what does the reindeer eat? Where do you think Father Christmas lives? I was like, I've got it. I've fucking got it. It's a caravan. And it just caused everyone to tilt their heads at me for a really long time, just wondering if I'm all there.
So that's 3 points for Chris and Louise, Simon and Shani's story. I once had a very bad back, so I decided to visit an osteopath. The osteopath couldn't find the root of the problem. They said they're going to try some acupuncture. I laid on my side to prepare for the acupuncture, and whilst taking the nib off the needle from around 3 meters away, they accidentally flicked the plastic nib across the room and it landed in my ear. They got some tweezers to try and gouge it out, but they actually gouged it in much, much further, and I had to spend the next 6 hours in the ear, nose, and throat department.
Oh, God.
It's an interesting story. It's a funny story, but does it belong to myself, Louise, or Chris?
I don't think it belongs to anyone. I think that's straight from a sitcom script. That's ridiculous. That is the most funny thing I've heard in ages. That is brilliant. I think I'd like it to happen to you, Drew. I think that would amuse me more. What do you think, Shani?
I don't know. I feel like it's Louise.
I was leaning towards Louise only because I feel like that story is so funny that it would have come up earlier in this panel show series. Like I don't think you would have held back on a story like that. So I don't think it's Chris or Drew. So let's go, Louise.
Okay, person who the story belongs to. Please reveal yourself. It was me. Yeah, red herring, yes. As some acupuncture never had it before, I thought, this might hurt. So I laid on my front. The osteopath said, no, lay on your side, it's better. So I laid on my side in the fetal position, and he managed to flick the plastic nib all the way across the room and landed straight in my ear. And then he sent his receptionist to go and buy tweezers, and he pushed it in much, much further. So that was good. And he said, I won't charge you this week. I thought, thank you for that. That's good.
Excellent customer service.
Yes, indeed. I guess you want to do some brand ambassadors, Chris, for him next week. So the scores after round 3 are...
Oh, it's close.
Round 4, Chris and Louise.
Nice.
Back into the lead. And Ray was obviously rated as impressed by that there. Is that a recommendation for what should happen to the osteopath, Ray, or is that comment on his skills? So our final round this evening is the video round provided by the fantastic, as always, Mr. Gwyn Jones. I hope it's not too dark or too scary for anyone watching at home. I played through the first video with questions for both teams, and then the answers will be revealed afterwards. So sit back, relax, and enjoy Gwyn Jones.
In the great somewhere, here's every word. Every time.
I'm sorry, lads, I am sorry, but you don't understand. If I don't get you two boys out of the picture, regardless that you might be very talented comedians and musicians, and I respect your work immensely, my next door neighbour, Simon, won't let me take his nana out on a date. When all this lockdown business is over. I've been pining for her since 1836. And she's still going strong. Coronavirus has to wear a mask because it's scared of catching her. Right, back to business. I've got nothing. I've got nothing down here. I don't know what to do. I don't know how you do it. You're geniuses. Oh, I suppose I've got my... This will do.
Guess what's inside the little brown bag?
It's so nice to be here again, standing in for the wonderful Sheep and Mash. On with the show. This week, you've got to guess what I've got in my bag.
Chris's team. What am I describing?
Well, good gosh. I thought I'd lost that. Oh, heavens, I haven't seen that in years. Simon's team. What am I describing? I think it's something large. It's quite heavy. And it's something to do with food.
There we are. If anyone has any doubts that Mr. Gwyn Jones's mental health is declining during lockdown, it's not at all, clearly. Sorry, Chris and Louise, the clues there were, oh, good gosh, I haven't seen this for years. I thought I'd lost it. Any guesses as to what that item might be?
Quietly confident.
Oh, are we allowed to confer?
Yeah.
Yes, because you were sort of,
So my instinct was virginity.
I think, because he said in there it was something he hadn't seen for years, so I think it's probably the Waldorf salad episode of Faulty Towers.
Could be, couldn't it?
Although there was another clue in there, wasn't there? Because he said he thought he'd lost it. And if you remember the TV show Lost, there was someone in there called Hurley, wasn't there? And he was like a large gentleman, so he probably wore quite a big belt. And a big belt is what you might give someone, a naughty child, if you were a teacher in the 1950s. And in the 1950s in America, it's a post-war, so everything was very optimistic, wasn't it? So I reckon he thought he'd lost his optimism. I think that's what's in the bag.
All hope.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to go for have a think there, come back with final answer. Simon and Shani, any sort of initial thoughts on your question?
Ours was really difficult as well, I think. I mean,
No idea.
there were a few clues there. He said that it was large and heavy to do with food. So I'm going to go for a KFC bargain bucket. What do you think, Shani?
Well, Port Talbot is a bit short on technology. We're about 40 years behind. I'm actually on the town phone at the moment, so thank you, Port Talbot, for giving me the town phone. Did he have one of those? Because I saw the reflective surface, and I'm not stupid. So is it like one of those newer style TVs? And the food, he means Ready Steady Cook, which I hear is coming to the TVs really soon.
I feel really stupid now because I didn't think of that, and I think you're spot on there.
Well, you should.
It clearly was a TV. We're going to go TV, Drew.
Okay, if anyone wants to guess from sitting at home as well, you managed to get it right, we'll send you a Forza Crowd mug. Any guesses from people watching at home?
No,
I think
I can't.
it was a microwave.
What are you on about, April? Don't be silly. It's not a microwave.
I don't think.
This,
No, I don't think our one could have been a microwave because it wouldn't have fit in that small bag.
No, that's what I'm thinking.
Sorry, what's a
Exactly.
So
microwave?
let's,
Mind you, they are very small, hence micro.
yeah, that's very true, actually. Yeah.
No idea
So,
what you're talking about.
Mr. Gwyn Jones, let's have the answers.
Well, did you get it? Well, that's right. It's a 1967 handbag spray. This particular model, obviously, can also be used to clean glasses and you get sand in your eyes, especially if you're out in Cyprus in the desert. Obviously, yeah, this particular one was given to me by Arwen Davies. Not that one, a different one. Yes. Well, I thought I'd lost that. Good heavens. Well, did you get it? That's right. The answer is
Poppity Ping.
I find that quite offensive.
There we are. So I was a handbag spray. I'm not sure I know what that is, and a microwave, or the slang Welsh term poppity ping. So the scores for that round are 0 for Simon's team and 0 for Chris's team.
I can't believe it was a microwave. Like I've got one at home. I should have known. I can't believe I didn't see that.
Well, it said on the front of it said like Brave Light or something, which is very similar to Breville. So I thought it was a sandwich toaster.
Yeah, it's just confusing.
When are they out, microwave? Soon, no?
So after
To Bristol.
after 4 rounds of a toughly hard-fought competition, the final scores this week are Simon's team 4, Chris's team 4.
I'm not competitive.
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
So Simon, a week of defeat. How do you feel?
I feel like the defeat hasn't affected me, but I feel like losing Shani is going to affect me more. I think I'm going to have to get in the phone to one of my best mates to cry after, I think.
And Shani, do you think could you attribute this loss to possibly not wearing your lucky Bart Simpson pajamas from last week?
Well, I'm wearing clothes this week, and I thought that would help. But I have sworn twice, and I'm sorry for that. And I think that this is a suitable punishment that I'm on the losing team, if you excuse my phrasing, Simon.
Chris, victorious again.
Yeah. Well, I got engaged this week, so I can't believe I've had 2 such significant life events happening in the same week. It's been incredible.
Louise, do you think the sort of international influence on your part was anything towards the victory?
I feel certain that mixing up the gene pool a bit has helped. I just like to point out I'm not English. Not English.
So, Shani won't be joining us next week. Unfortunately, Simon will be back with a new guest. A huge thanks to everyone watching at home and all the team at Jokepit powering the show. Thank you to Chris and Simon, our captains, and our guests, Shani, Louise, and April. A Forza Crowd mug will be out in the post for you. We'll see you next time, 9 p.m. next Thursday. Good night.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.